abs were burning so badly at this point.
There's no way you're burning so badly at this point. Doing Russian twists with that degree of effort that she's doing is really, really close to nothing. I mean, if we're supposed to be nice, Scott. We're supposed to be nice. Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. I've been a long-time professor of exercise and sports science, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu grappler, and a not-so-great but trying my best competitive bodybuilder. And recently, a YouTube mini celebrity with 1 point whatever million whatevers we have and all kinds of millions of views or something. Anyway, Scott the Video Guy knows all about the technical details, and you can look us up on Social Blade. However, there are levels to this, and Miss Chloe Ting is the all-time reigning goddess, legend, warrior, supreme being. With a total currently of, Scott, what was it? 25 million subscribers to her YouTube. That is insane. I desperately want that level of relevance and success because I don't have anyone that loves me, and I want more love from even strangers I don't know. So for me to get this popular means everything, and I'm going to watch this video like a hawk to find out how the hell you get 25 million YouTube followers. What the hell am I doing wrong? Let's find out, and let's see if we can pick up any good tips and if we can make some polite, all namaste, all love criticisms from a scientific and practical perspective. All right, 3, 2, 1, Chloe Ting. All right, so the first video we are going to look at has an unreal number of views for any video, and definitely for a fitness video. Scott, how many views? 543 total people saw this video. No, wait, I said that wrong. 543 million views. So this is a lot of the world's partial conception of what fitness is like on social media, and we're going to find out what the hell we're looking at. 2 week shred. I'm going to say right now that in 2 weeks, short of mini cutting to prepare yourself for another bout of weight gain, getting shredded in 2 weeks is I would say, almost impossible goal. And I would much more be concerned with timeframes of 4 to 12 weeks, probably more like 8 to 12, in which you can get really shredded. 2 week shred is a curious thing to do, but let's look at that. Yes.
The title of this video is Get Abs in 2 Weeks.
Get abs in 2 weeks. Okay, so the first rule of getting a video up that many views is just to use nonsensical clickbait. Got it. All right. All right. Second thing I learned, we don't have enough K-pop with some drums mixed into our intros. Scott, you need to fix this.
Got it.
Good God. We definitely don't train in completely white rooms with white curtains and even white light coming in. And I don't have a pink bodysuit to train in. Scott, are you writing this down?
Taking notes.
Good.
Hey everyone, today's ab workout is just 10 minutes, but it's gonna be intense.
This is strange. There is a woman generally of reproductive age that is in okay physical health. Does not look to be associated in the world of fitness in any way that I can tell by her body. Note thigh gap. No, thank you. With all due respect, very attractive young lady, but the thigh gap, no. We need thighs in there. But all jokes aside, she looks nice, and it's going to be a super hardcore ab workout today with a camera larger than her head. Scott, I take selfies with my iPhone. Am I doing that wrong?
Yeah.
Good. All right.
We can fix that.
Another fix. Full camera. Got it.
Your abs will love you and hate you at the same time.
Hey, just like my dad.
All exercise today are 30 seconds each and comes in the supersets.
21 exercises.
That is correct.
But there aren't that many.
No rest time here, guys. We are going straight into reverse crunch. Lift your hips off the ground using your core muscles and make sure you're engaging your core here.
Okay. So I'd like to see, as she comes up, it's good. I'd like to see her come down a little slowly to control that eccentric. It's really, really tough, but that would be nice to see.
We have a 10 seconds break, and the next exercise is Spider-Man plank.
Spider-Man plank.
Touching the elbow.
don't know how that's different than Superman, but whatever. Unfortunately, planks are largely a waste of time. You guys see her moving her knee up. That takes very little abdominal activity because mostly gravity just pushes that knee forward for you. Concentric in eccentric muscle action is better than isometric alone. So I don't 1000% love the plank, gotta be honest.
Now get ready to jump into a cross-body climber. Bring your knees in as close to the opposite elbow as possible.
So this is just a faster version of the thing she just did.
And tighten up your core, guys.
Okay. There's no such thing as tightening up the core. That's a nonsense concept. My sincere apologies. You can increase the muscularity of the core. You can decrease the adiposity of the core, less body fat. That'll make it look tighter, but there's no such thing as a tightening up function. That's not how it works.
Next up, we'll have Russian twist.
Not a big fan of anything Russian since the Ukraine invasion, but you guys probably know that already.
Do it slow and controlled, and my abs.
I mean, if we're supposed to be nice, Scott. We're supposed to be nice. You guys, the amount of resistance her abdominals in any categorization of that term, to even include the intraspinal musculature, like the rotors that actually move your spine around, the amount of activity and demand and muscular stimulus that you're going to get doing Russian twists with that degree of effort that she's doing is really, really close to nothing.
We're burning so badly at this point.
There's no fucking way you're burning so badly at this point. Good God. But I guess one benefit to this video being super popular is that you're really like, you can't be too out of shape for this. Most people will be able to do this, which is nice. It's a little really low-lying stepping stone to maybe like, the RP Hypertrophy app removes all uncertainty and makes the training process precisely defined. Choose your pre-made workout plan from dozens available in the app, plug in your weights, and the app takes care of the rest for months of productive training. Ready? Click on the link in the description of this video to get started. In any case, it's fine to get moving around and be in a giant room in metropolitan New York that's rented out exclusively for you to do this video shoot in.
Imagine if I'd have made you watch all 21 of those.
Thank you for not doing that, Scott.
Don't miss out on my new videos, and I'll see you soon. Bye!
I don't. Okay, but they're. That was like 30 seconds of saying goodbye with various what I would call Asian female gesticulations, like the double peace sign. Ooh, we got the whole thing. Weebs, I know y'all mothers love this. This is straight up queen waifu material. That I know from Reddit or something.
I want to hit my glutes. It has to burn from the very first exercise. If you're in a very busy gym, just do what you can first because you don't always have access to the barbells.
That's mega respect. So burn from the first exercise is interesting. I prefer the first exercises to not be burn because I prefer them to be a little bit heavier because they generate a ton of tension. You don't feel the burn, but you feel your muscles under high tension and kind of ripping a little bit. That's what I would like earlier in exercise, but the burn is totally fine. Another way to put it is you want to feel the exercise is stimulating something instead of just going through the motions, which is dope. Right from exercise one, total respect. The other thing she says here that's really nice is people get in the situation where they go to the gym and they have their program. Let's say you use an RP Hypertrophy app. You got hip thrust first, then you have lunges. You get there and some bitch is using the hip thrust setup and you're like, what the? It's totally okay. Every now and again, even every workout, if you have to switch your exercise orders around. You can do that in the RP Hypertrophy app super easy. You just hit one thing, exercise, move around, then you're good to go. Just do your best. Sometimes when you train at a busy gym, you're just gonna have to get to equipment when you get to it. Is exercise order important? Yeah, for really sort of elite results in a very finely tuned control environment. If the results are really ultra important to you, go to the gym at like 2 p.m. and then you'll have a pick of the litter for all the exercises you want. Or just make $1 trillion like me and have your own gym that's literally in the sky in a blimp, a dirigible that is hydrogen powered, and we have a full gym. And to be completely honest, when I have dumbbells that I unrack, they replace them for me. And when I finish doing dumbbell presses, I just throw them off the dirigible. I don't know where they land, but somewhere amongst the pores, I imagine. Folks, this is fun. There is more video left over, but if you want an X-rated, unrated, extended edition with tons of other bonus perks, our members area is something for you to really give some thought to. Click on, pay us just a little bit of money, and you get tons of value. All right, back to the video.
Place your feet about shoulder width apart with your knees bent. Make sure you have a good hip pad. And now breathe in and brace your core. And then lift the weights up. Use your glute muscles here, and your hamstring or quads are secondary muscle groups. Remember, your glutes should be the focus here and what's in your mind. Then lower it down slowly and repeat. Make sure you slow down on the eccentric phase, which is when you're lowering down the weight. Control the speed and give yourself about 3 to 5 seconds. This phase makes it more challenging, and you can see great results incorporating this to your training style.
Now I know why she's popular. She's saying all the right shit. I love it. Good stuff. All right, let's see what else is next. Got a cable step up. This is a good exercise. I would love for her to step down off of the bench with that other foot and not touch her toe to the ground, but touch her knee to the ground. That's an ultra psychotic, super deep glute stretch and will hit your glutes way better. She's doing a fine job. This is a very good glute exercise, but that range of motion at the bottom just isn't enough to get us as much as we want. To go as deep as you can. That would be really, really ideal in this case. And make sure to have pigtails as well.
Smith machines are really good too, but cables are more accessible. If you don't have a cable machine, dumbbells are fine too. Lean forward slightly so it helps to make it more glute focused.
Accurate. If you lean forward, it pre-stretches the glutes, but also if you go lower, it does that even more.
Push through your front foot and lower down your weight slowly without your back foot touching the floor. Then get back up and repeat. If you're just starting out with glute exercises at the gym, start with lighter weights, and as you get used to it, then progress to heavier weights.
That's really good advice.
You do not let your leg touch the floor. So your muscles are always under tension, and that's how I like to do my step-ups.
Respect, but also if you went lower, then the muscles would be even under more tension, and just touching the floor gently is a marker and not a thing that loses a ton of tension for you. So I would advise you guys do touch the floor, but go extra, extra low if you can set that up in a cable position or a dumbbell position with a Smith, etc. Front foot elevated, rear foot deep.
B-stance, RDL, or just RDL are really great for targeting glutes. Make sure you do it slow and controlled.
Yeah. B-stance is cool when you want to isolate one leg at a time. Because if you guys notice her front leg, the one closest to the camera right now, that is very stiff. It's not very bent. The back leg is more bent. So when she does the RDL, that hamstring on that front leg becomes a limiting factor and thus the target. If you do something B stance, that means the glutes never fire up a ton because they're designed to come in to do fucking heavy, real legit work. B stance, they're going to be active. They're going to be doing stuff, but now this is kind of a movement that's really more targeting her right hamstring and is not the ideal glute exercise. Glute focused deadlifts, which are quite different from RDLs, or at least a little bit, is where neither one of the knees is very straight. Both legs bend, but the hips bend the most. So you bend the knees just enough to take the tension off the hams, but you bend at the hip a ton and get super deep to put a lot of tension on the glutes. That's going to optimize that situation to a considerable extent. Scott, the video guy, we do have a video about that, don't we? Where we take Miss Janagiri through the glute specific deadlift. Yep, maybe we'll link that up.
Kickbacks is another great exercise to help isolate the glute muscles. They were always part of my routine back then, and I've only recently started including them once again.
So cable kickbacks are actually pretty smart. Here's why. At the very bottom, the mechanical advantage is not favoring you, and so it's pulling the glute a ton in that deep stretch position. At the very top with the cable, your mechanical advantage for the relationship between your hips and your femur is really, really significant. So basically it's super easy to lock out that top end rep. You say, well, the lockout's easy. Well, it's supposed to be. Good hypertrophy training is an easy top end and a very difficult bottom end. And that's actually something this exercise can give you. That's not the case with some other kickback machines, but with this cable setup, it definitely is an awesome, awesome thing. And she put her the ankle stuff on in a curious position. That works. You can also put it around your foot. This is a good setup.
I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but building glutes is all about progression and increasing your weight or intensity over time.
So, Scott, what's her name again? Chloe Ting. Miss Chloe Ting is saying something super important here, and it sounds to us like a banality. It sounds like, of course, progression is important, duh. But the thing is, Chloe's from, these videos are usually what, Scott? These are from a few years ago?
This one is from this year.
This year. Chloe is in the world of general female fitness and a little bit of a sort of bikini-esque world, trying to get the glutes and the abs and the legs and the underneath the triceps going. In that world, progression, overload, increasing loads over time is just not a common practice. It is an alien practice. Thank God folks like Chloe Ting are talking about progressing in load and making things harder over time, hitting little mini strength PRs, because a lot of people, I was going to say people, really, it's a lot of women will do all of the exercises that Chloe's recommending, and they're all good exercises, but they just go through the motions. They use their weight. Well, I use 10 pounds. Okay, what do you mean? Like, well, that's my weight. I use 10 pounds. Like, bitch, you own the 10-pound dumbbell? She's like, no, but it's just the weight that works for me. Like, what do you mean works? Why don't you try 12? She's like, well, 12's too heavy. Really? How do you know that? The gym is supposed to be an uncomfortable place where you progress. That's how you get big muscular glutes, is by overloading them over time with heavier and heavier weights, higher and higher reps, bigger and bigger volumes. If you're not willing to work harder and challenge your body, you're just not going to get great results, even though you're moving through the motions the entire time. Right now, in the major cities across the world, there are hundreds and hundreds and thousands of women, wealthy, professionally successful women in their 30s, trying to optimize their bodies, and they're just not pushing it forward with heavy enough weights over time to challenge themselves. Oh yeah, they're showing up to the gym. Oh yeah, they do the movements, but the movements don't do them back. There's nothing pushing back. It's a load you could have done for 10, 20, 30 more reps if there was a gun to your head. We have to go heavier and heavier and heavier so we get close to failure, present that nasty tension to our muscle. Muscles work the same way on a female's body and a male's body. How come that one dude got big ass biceps? Because he's curling a lot of weight. He's screaming about it. That's how come his biceps are big. You want bigger glutes? You want bigger glute muscles? You want that round glute look? You're going to have to lift some heavy weights. Plain and simple. I'm really glad Chloe's talking about it.
Don't make the common mistake of rushing to use heavy weights so quickly. If you are just starting out and if you started too heavy, you may feel it more in your hamstrings.
Yeah, there's definitely a balancing act with glute stuff where if you go super heavy, it just turns into a full body movement. You go too light, nothing's happening. So go light at first, get the technique down, and then start progressing through heavy loads.
Normally, I take about an hour, 15 minutes for a full glute workout session because I want to take sufficient rest in between sets. So normally when you lift heavier weights, you take a longer rest. And if you lift lighter weights, shorter rest.
Heavier weights, longer rest, lightweight, shorter rest is not a valid heuristic, unfortunately. What is the purpose of rest? The purpose of rest is so that you're strong enough to give a good performance, push your limits on the next set, and get that muscle to its limits so that it can grow. Is it necessarily true that you just ready to go and push hard again after a set of 20 reps versus after a set of 5 reps? It's not true at all. It might even be backwards. The reality is this: no matter the combination of light or heavy that you're doing, you should rest long enough so that the next set is productive. That means if it doesn't make you breathe super heavy or really make you feel weak due to an exercise like you would with lunges or with deadlifts, you can rest very short time. If you're doing glute kickbacks, after about 10 seconds of each kickback, you're not breathing heavy, you feel strong again, and you're ready to do at least another set of 5 with only the glutes limiting you and no other muscles. Then you can do 10-second, 15-second, 20-second breaks, no problem. If after a huge set of squats you're breathing super heavy, wait until your breathing has died down roughly to normal, wait until you feel strong again, and then you can go again. That might take 2 or 3 minutes, depending on who you are and what the situation is. So the whole idea of heavy, take your time and rest, light, don't rest much, oh geez, that's not really sound advice, unfortunately. All right, what did we learn from this? On the low-key side, it's totally fine to do fun workouts that aren't super crazy hard, that don't just pour results down your throat. They're not insanely disturbing. You're not screaming in agony the whole time. Burn a little calorie, build a little muscle, no big deal. Totally good vibes all around. And if you're starting out in fitness and you want a little bit of a better physique and better health, starting out with Chloe is a real good idea. She's going to welcome you to fitness. It's not scary. There's no crazy steroid meathead people yelling at you. It's a good place to start. When you want to take your results to the next level, you probably want to go to the gym, lift the heavy weights, sets of 5 to 30 reps close to failure. Push yourself hard to get stronger over time with good technique. Lifting only 2 or 3 days a week, up to 4 if you want. And then locking down your diet. Maybe you can use the RP Diet Coach app. Maybe you can use any number of diets out there. We have the Simple Science diet that also works really well. And then in the long term, you'll see the best results, because the people that are the best shape in the world, competitive female physique athletes, they do resistance training, they do high degrees of normal physical activity, cardio, or just daily steps, and they control their diets. They don't do a lot of the other stuff, no real emphasis on burpees and all this other Spider-Man shit, which is totally fine, fun stuff. But there's a little bit of difference between fun and has a little bit of an effect. And fun in its own special way, but serious. It has a huge effect. It's up to you to decide which one you want. And there's nothing wrong with dabbling in fitness and doing some fun YouTube workouts with Chloe. But if you find that the results are pretty neat, but you want more, then come over to the dark side, to this hardcore fitness side we got here. Yes, we're uglier and more hairy. And no, we don't have eyelid surgery. But my eyelid surgery is actually scheduled to occur real soon. Wish me luck. Anyway, I give Chloe an amazing vibes and incredible lighting in the studio out of 10. I've been Dr. Mike, and I will go back and crawl under a rock and be ugly and terrible somewhere else. See you guys next time. All right. That was really fun. Guys, all love and positivity, and more love and positivity will continue if you click on this video right here. See you next time.